The mindset shift. Change your thoughts, change your life. Get ready to unlock your potential and create lasting change, one thought at a time. Written by Peter A. Saul, published by Audiobooks LOA. Are you ready to stop feeling stuck and start living the life you know you're capable of? What if the key wasn't out there somewhere, searching for the next big thing, but right inside your own mind? It is. Your mindset, the collection of beliefs and thoughts you hold about yourself and the world, is the control center for your reality. It shapes how you feel, what you do, and ultimately, the results you get. Think of your mind like a garden. Right now, you might have inherited a garden with some areas that are thriving beautifully, while others are overgrown with weeds, or perhaps the soil feels depleted. The incredible news is, you don't have to just accept the garden you were given. You can become its conscious, active gardener. This audiobook is your practical, step-by-step guide to becoming the master gardener of your mind. Together, we'll learn how to identify and pull out the weeds of negativity and limiting beliefs. We'll prepare the soil, making it rich and fertile for growth. We'll plant the powerful seeds of empowering thoughts and beliefs. And we'll learn how to tend this garden consistently, cultivating a life filled with more purpose, success, and genuine fulfillment. So, listen actively. Grab a notebook or open a notes app if you can, because there will be simple, powerful actions you can take immediately. Most importantly, be open and ready to apply these shifts. This isn't just about listening, it's about doing. It's about transformation. Let's begin this transformation together. We notice that 67% of you who listen to our video are not yet subscribed to the channel. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and like the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. Understanding your mind's garden, the foundation. Imagine inheriting a plot of land, your own personal garden. You look around. Some patches might be flourishing with vibrant flowers, others barely sprouting, and some areas might be completely overrun with tough, stubborn weeds. This garden represents your mindset, the foundation upon which everything else grows. The quality of the soil in this garden is crucial. It represents your fundamental belief about your own abilities and potential. This is often described in terms of having either a fixed or a growth mindset. Someone with a fixed mindset, think of this as hard, compacted soil, generally believes their talents and intelligence are fixed traits. They might avoid challenges for fear of failure, give up easily when things get tough, and feel threatened by the success of others. But someone with a growth mindset, picture rich, aerated, fertile soil, believes their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, persist through setbacks, learn from criticism, and find inspiration in others' success. Why does this difference matter so much? Because your underlying mindset dramatically shapes how you respond to everything life throws your way. Think about facing a tough project at work. With a fixed mindset, your first thought might be, "I'm not smart enough for this," leading to procrastination or avoidance. With a growth mindset, you might think, "This is challenging, but I can learn what I need to figure it out," leading to action and development. See the difference? One keeps you stuck, the other fuels progress. The fantastic news is, just like soil can be improved, your mindset isn't permanently fixed. You can cultivate a growth mindset. It starts with awareness. So here's your first action step for tending your garden. Your action step. Take a moment later today to reflect. Think about one specific area of your life, maybe your career, a hobby, or a relationship, where you might be operating with more of a fixed mindset. Just notice it without judgment. Where do you tend to think, "I'm just not good at this," or avoid challenges? Acknowledging it is the first step to changing the soil. Remember, awareness is like turning on the lights in the garden shed. Now you can see the tools you need. Okay, we've looked at the quality of the soil, our core beliefs about growth. Now that we understand this foundation, let's look at the actual seeds we're planting day in and day out. In the next chapter, we'll explore the incredible power of your thoughts. Chapter 2. The Seeds of Thought. Thoughts create reality. Every single thing you achieve, every action you take, every feeling you experience, it all starts with a single seed, a thought. Think about it. Before you get out of bed, you have the thought, time to get up. Before you speak, a thought formulates the words. Before you feel excited or anxious, a thought triggers that emotion. Thoughts are the tiny, powerful seeds from which the garden of your life grows. This isn't just a nice idea. It's rooted in how our minds work. There's a simple principle, often used in cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, that goes like this. Your thoughts influence your feelings, which then drive your actions, and those actions create your results. Thought, feeling, action, result. It's a chain reaction. If you constantly plant seeds of doubt, I'll probably mess this up, you'll likely feel anxious or unmotivated, take hesitant action or no action, and get poor results, reinforcing the original thought. But if you consciously plant seeds of possibility, I can figure this out, I will give it my best shot, you'll feel more capable and motivated, take focused action, and achieve better results. Why is this so vital? Because your internal dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts running through your head, literally shapes your external world. It's the narrative you tell yourself about who you are and what's possible. The exciting part? You can learn to become a conscious planter. You can choose which seeds to nurture. Many of our thought patterns are habitual, planted long ago, perhaps unintentionally, but awareness gives you choice. So, let's start paying attention to the seeds currently being sown. Your action step. 4. The rest of today, try to become a neutral observer of your thoughts. You don't need to change them yet, just notice them. Maybe keep a small notebook or a note on your phone. Jot down 3 recurring thoughts you notice, especially any that pop up frequently or feel particularly strong. No judgment, just observation. What seeds are currently sprouting in your garden? This simple act of noticing is incredibly powerful. It's like identifying the types of seeds you already have before deciding what else you want to grow. Thoughts are powerful seeds, capable of creating beautiful flowers or frustrating weeds. Speaking of weeds, what happens when negativity takes root? In the next chapter, we'll roll up our sleeves and learn how to start weeding your mental garden. Chapter 3. Weeding the negativity. Dealing with negative self-talk. Do you ever hear that little voice inside your head? The one that criticizes, doubts, or predicts the worst? You're not smart enough. You'll probably fail. Why even bother trying? That's the voice of negative self-talk. And it acts like invasive weeds in your beautiful mind garden. These weeds can pop up unexpectedly, choking out the positive seeds you're trying to plant. They drain your energy, lower your confidence, and keep you playing small. If left unchecked, they can completely take over, making it hard for anything positive to flourish. Why do these weeds seem so persistent? Often, negative thoughts are just old ingrained habits. They might have started as a protective mechanism or been absorbed from our environment, but now they run on autopilot. They feel true because they're familiar, but that doesn't mean they are true. The great news is, just like garden weeds, you can learn effective techniques to remove them. It takes consistent effort, but you absolutely can regain control. One simple yet powerful method is the catch, challenge, change technique. Here's how it works. Catch. Become aware when a negative thought pops up. Notice it without getting swept away by it. There's that "I'm not good enough" weed again. Challenge, question the weed. Is this thought 100% true? Is there evidence to the contrary? Is it helpful? What would I say to a friend thinking this? Often just questioning it loosens its grip. Change, replace the weed with a more balanced, realistic or positive seed. Reframe the thought. Instead of, I'll definitely fail, try, this is challenging, but I have prepared and I'll handle whatever happens. Or I might make mistakes and that's how I learn. Now, here's a key mindset shift moment. Realizing that your negative thoughts are often just mental habits, not objective truths. They are patterns your brain has learned, and like any habit, they can be unlearned and replaced. This realization gives you back your power. They aren't you, they're just thoughts passing through. It takes practice, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself. Every time you catch and challenge a negative thought, you weaken its roots. Let's put this into practice right away. Your action step. Pick one common negative thought you identified in the last chapter, or one that frequently pops up for you. Now consciously apply the catch, challenge, change technique. Catch it next time it appears. Challenge its validity. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is it helpful? Then actively change it. Choose a more constructive or realistic thought to plant in its place. Write down the challenge and the replacement thought if it helps. Clearing out the surface weeds is vital maintenance, but sometimes the problems in our garden go deeper. What about those stubborn beliefs that seem to be rooted way down deep? In the next chapter, we tackle those, the limiting beliefs that can truly hold us back. Chapter 4, Uprooting Limiting Beliefs, the Deep Roots. Imagine walking through your garden and constantly bumping into invisible fences. You can't see them, but they stop you from reaching certain areas, from planting in the richest soil. These invisible fences are like limiting beliefs, the deep-rooted assumptions we hold about ourselves, others, or the world that restrict our potential. Unlike negative self-talk, which might be fleeting thoughts, the surface weeds, limiting beliefs are the underlying convictions, the deep tangled roots that fuel those thoughts. They often operate subconsciously, formed from past experiences, childhood messages, or societal conditioning. Beliefs like, I'm not worthy of success, you have to struggle to make money, I'm just not a creative person, or people always let you down. Why are these deep roots so problematic? Because they act as powerful filters, shaping how you interpret events and dictating what you believe is possible for you. They can sabotage your best efforts without you even realizing it. You might consciously want success, plant a beautiful flower seed, but if a subconscious belief says, I'm not worthy, it will subtly cut off the water and sunlight needed for that seed to grow. How do they show up? Often in recurring patterns of self-sabotage, procrastination on important goals, settling for less than you desire, or feeling chronically stuck despite trying hard. Identifying these deep roots requires a bit more digging. One powerful way is to work backward from your struggles or unwanted patterns. Let's try it. Your action step. Think about one area in your life where you feel particularly stuck or frustrated. Maybe it's finding a fulfilling relationship, advancing in your career, or managing your finances. Now ask yourself this powerful question. What must I believe is true about myself, others, or the world to consistently feel or act this way? Be honest. Let the answer surface without judgment. For example, if you constantly procrastinate on applying for better jobs, you might uncover a belief like, I'm not qualified enough, or what if I get rejected? Write down the belief that resonates. This is a potential deep root to examine. Uprooting. These beliefs takes conscious effort and self-compassion. It's like digging out a stubborn old tree stump. But identifying them is the crucial first step towards liberation. We've identified the weeds and started digging towards the deeper roots. This clearing work is essential. But a cleared garden needs new life. Now let's talk about consciously planting the seeds of beliefs that will truly serve you. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to craft and nurture empowering new beliefs. Chapter 5. Planting empowering seeds, crafting new beliefs. Imagine standing in your newly cleared garden plot. The weeds are gone, the deep roots identified. Now comes the exciting part. Consciously choosing the beautiful, strong, vibrant flowers and plants you want to grow there. This is what crafting and affirming new empowering beliefs is all about. Just like you wouldn't leave fertile soil empty, you don't want to just remove limiting beliefs without planting powerful replacements. Empowering beliefs are the positive, expansive convictions that support your goals and well-being. Beliefs like, I am capable and resourceful, opportunities for growth are everywhere, I deserve happiness and success, my potential is limitless, or I learn and grow from every experience. Why is consciously planting these new seeds so effective? This is where the incredible science of neuroplasticity comes in. Simply put, neuroplasticity is your brain's amazing ability to change and rewire itself throughout your life. Think of it like carving new paths in your garden. Every time you consciously choose and repeat an empowering belief, you strengthen the neural pathway associated with it. You are literally reshaping your brain to support your desired reality. The old negative pathways, like overgrown, unused, paths, begin to weaken, while the new positive ones become stronger and more automatic. So, how do you design these empowering seeds? Identify the opposite. Take a limiting belief you've uncovered, like, I'm not good enough. What is its direct, empowering opposite? I am worthy and capable. Make it positive and present. Frame it as if it's already true right now. Not I will be confident, but I am confident and growing more so every day. Make it personal. Use I statements. It's about your belief. Keep it believable. At first, if I am a millionaire feels too far-fetched right now, start with something like, I am capable of improving my financial situation, or I am learning to manage money effectively. You can build up from there. Now let's plant one specific seed. Your action step. Take the limiting belief you identified in the last chapter's action step, or choose another one. Now, write down its empowering opposite following the guidelines. Above, positive, present, personal. For example, if the limiting belief was, I'm not qualified enough, the empowering seed might be, I am constantly learning and possess unique skills and experiences that are valuable. Now say this new belief aloud to yourself a few times. Feel the shift it creates, even if it's small at first. Remember, repetition is key. Just like planting a physical seed requires consistent watering, planting a mental seed requires consistent repetition and focus. We've planted some powerful new seeds, but how do we ensure they get the nourishment they need to grow strong and not get overshadowed? It comes down to where you direct your attention. In the next chapter, we'll explore the vital role of watering your chosen thoughts with focus. Chapter 6, Watering with Focus, the Power of Attention. You've prepared the soil, weeded out negativity, and planted new, empowering seeds. Now think about what makes a garden truly thrive. Consistent watering and sunlight. In your mental garden, the water and sunlight come from one crucial resource, your attention. There's a powerful saying, where your attention goes, energy flows. What you choose to focus on literally gets energized and grows stronger in your mind and experience. If you constantly focus on problems, worries, and what's lacking, you're essentially watering the weeds. You're giving energy to the very things you don't want. But when you consciously direct your focus towards your desired outcomes, solutions, possibilities, and the positive seeds you've planted, you're watering them. You're giving energy to empowerment, growth, and success. You amplify the positive thoughts and starve the negative ones simply by shifting where you place your attention. This sounds simple, but it's not always easy, is it? Our brains often have a negativity bias, a tendency to focus on threats and problems as a survival mechanism. It takes conscious effort to redirect that focus. But like any skill, it gets easier with practice. Think of it like training a spotlight. You can choose to shine it on the dark corners full of imagined monsters, or you can deliberately aim it towards the path ahead, illuminating the steps you need to take and the opportunities available. Why is this so powerful? Focusing on solutions instead of problems shifts your brain into a more creative, resourceful state. Focusing on your goals keeps your motivation high. Focusing on gratitude, which we'll cover more later, rewires your brain for positivity. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Invest it wisely. Let's practice directing that spotlight right now. Your action step. Think about a challenge or problem you're currently facing. Notice where your attention naturally goes, probably towards the difficulties, the obstacles, the frustrations. Now, for the next 10 minutes today, or schedule it, intentionally shift your focus. Ask yourself, what's one possible solution here? What's one small step I could take? What resources do I have? Force yourself to look for possibilities, even tiny ones. Just dedicate 10 minutes to watering the solution seeds instead of the problem weeds. It might feel unnatural at first, but notice how even a short burst of solution-focused thinking can shift your perspective and energy. Directing your focus helps your desired seeds grow strong. But what happens when life inevitably brings challenges? The unexpected storms that can damage even a well-tended garden. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to build resilience to weather those storms effectively. Chapter 7. Weathering the storms, building resilience. Let's be realistic. No matter how well you tend your mental garden, life will inevitably throw curveballs. Unexpected challenges, setbacks, failures, losses. These are like storms that can sweep through, threatening to flatten your carefully cultivated growth. The goal isn't to somehow avoid storms altogether. That's impossible. The goal is to build resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from adversity, to adapt to change, and to keep growing even when conditions are tough. It's about strengthening the roots of your mental plants so they can withstand the wind and rain. It's easy to feel discouraged or want to give up when setbacks happen. You might think, see, this mindset stuff doesn't work. But setbacks are not signs of failure. They are inevitable parts of the growth process. A key part of resilience is reframing your perspective on failure and challenges. Instead of seeing them as dead ends, view them as feedback. What can you learn from this experience? What did it teach you about your approach, your strategy, or yourself? What hidden strength did you discover in navigating it? Think back to neuroplasticity. Facing and overcoming challenges actually strengthens your neural pathways. It builds new connections and proves your capability, making you more resilient for the future. Avoiding challenges keeps those pathways weak. Resilience isn't about being tough and unaffected. It's about allowing yourself to feel the disappointment or frustration, then consciously choosing to learn, adapt, and refocus on moving forward. It's about understanding that storms pass and the sun will shine again. Let's tap into your existing resilience. You're stronger than you think. Your action step. Recall a significant setback or challenge you faced in the past. Something you thought you might not get through, but you did. Take a moment to remember it. Now ask yourself, what specific strength or quality did I discover or use to navigate that situation? Maybe it was perseverance, creativity, asking for help, patience, courage. Write it down. Now consider, how can I consciously apply that same strength to a challenge I might be facing now? Recognize that this resilience is already within you. You've weathered storms before, and you have the capacity to weather them again, emerging stronger each time. Resilience strengthens your roots against external challenges. But what about consistently? nourishing the soil itself, making it richer and more fertile day by day. There's a simple, powerful practice for that. In the next chapter, we dive into the daily cultivation habit of gratitude. Chapter 8, Daily Cultivation, the Habit of Gratitude. Imagine having a special fertilizer for your mental garden, something simple you can add daily that enriches the soil, encourages vibrant growth, and makes everything feel healthier and more alive. That fertilizer exists, and it's called gratitude. Practicing gratitude is arguably one of the simplest yet most profoundly transformative habits you can cultivate for your mindset. It's the conscious act of noticing and appreciating the good things in your life, big and small. Why is gratitude so powerful? It fundamentally shifts your focus. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. Gratitude deliberately directs your attention, your mental spotlight, onto what you have rather than what you lack. It counters the brain's natural negativity, bias, and there's science to back it up. Research suggests that regularly practicing gratitude can actually rewire your brain for happiness and positivity. It boosts neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, improves sleep, and increases feelings of optimism and connection. It literally changes your brain chemistry in beneficial ways. I remember a time when I felt overwhelmed by challenges. Everything seemed hard. I started a simple practice. Every morning before getting out of bed, I'd think of just 3 specific things I was genuinely grateful for. Sometimes it was as simple as a warm bed, a sunny day, or a good cup of coffee. What I learned was that consistently starting my day focusing on abundance, even in small ways, dramatically shifted my overall perspective and resilience throughout the day. It fertilized my mental garden against the weeds of worry. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means balancing your perspective by acknowledging the good that also exists. It's about watering the flowers alongside pulling the weeds. Let's fertilize your garden right now. Your action step. Pause for just a moment. Right now, think of 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for. Don't just list them mentally. Try to feel the appreciation for each one. Maybe it's a person, a recent positive experience, a skill you possess, or simply the ability to hear this audiobook. Let yourself feel that warmth of gratitude, even for 30 seconds. Make this a daily habit. Just a few minutes each day can profoundly enrich the soil of your mind. Gratitude enriches the soil, but a thriving garden also needs a plan, a design. What do you actually want to cultivate in this beautiful space you're tending? In the next chapter, we'll focus on designing your vision by setting powerful, mindset-aligned goals. Chapter 9, Designing Your Vision, Setting Powerful Goals. A well-tended garden is wonderful, but a garden without a plan can become a random jumble. To truly create the life you desire, you need a vision. You need to decide, what specific flowers, fruits, or majestic trees do you want to intentionally grow in your mental garden? This is where setting clear, compelling, mindset-aligned goals comes in. Goals provide direction. They act like stakes in the ground, guiding your growth and giving you something tangible to focus your energy on. Without clear goals, it's easy to drift aimlessly, watering random sprouts without a clear purpose. But not all goals are created equal. Truly powerful goals aren't just about achieving something external. They are deeply connected to your desired feelings and aligned with the empowering beliefs you're cultivating. Why is this connection so important? Because your why, the underlying reason and feeling behind the goal, is the fuel that will keep you going when challenges arise. It's not just about losing 10 pounds. It's about feeling energetic, confident, and healthy in my body. It's not just getting a promotion. It's about feeling fulfilled, impactful, and financially secure in my career. A common framework for effective goal setting is SMART: specific, What exactly do you want to achieve? Not get fit, but run a 5K race. Measurable. How will you know when you've achieved it? On track distance, time. Achievable. Is it realistic given your current resources and constraints? Start with training, not a marathon tomorrow. Relevant. Does this goal truly matter to you? Does it align with your values and the empowering beliefs you're planting? Why do you want it? Time-bound. When do you aim to achieve it? Gives a sense of urgency. Crucially, infuse this framework with feeling. How do you want to feel when you achieve this goal? Connect with that emotion. Let's design one key part of your garden layout, your action step. Take one area of your life where you desire significant growth. Define one compelling goal using the SMART framework. Make it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and give it a time frame, even a loose one to start. Then most importantly, write down the core feeling you associate with achieving this goal, e.g. freedom, joy, confidence, peace, impact. Really connect with that feeling. This is your why. Having a clear vision, fueled by positive emotion, is like giving your chosen seeds the perfect blueprint for growth. Your vision is set, the blueprint drawn. Now, how can you make that vision feel even more real and attainable, priming your mind for success before you even take major action? In the next chapter, we'll sharpen one of your most powerful mental tools, visualization. Chapter 10, Sharpening Your Tools, Visualization Techniques. See it, believe it, achieve it. You've probably heard this phrase, but visualization or mental rehearsal is far more than just wishful thinking. It's a powerful tool you can use to sharpen your focus, build belief, and literally prime your brain and body for success, making your desired garden feel more real before it fully blooms. Think about athletes mentally rehearsing their performance, musicians visualizing playing perfectly, or speakers imagining a successful presentation. They aren't just daydreaming, they are actively engaging their minds to create a desired outcome. Why does this work? When you vividly visualize yourself successfully achieving a goal, engaging as many senses as possible, your brain often doesn't strongly distinguish between the imagined experience and a real one. It activates similar neural pathways that would be used during the actual activity. This builds confidence, reduces anxiety about the unknown, helps you anticipate challenges, and makes the goal feel more familiar and achievable. You're essentially creating a mental map for success. Effective visualization isn't passive, it's active and engaging. Get comfortable. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted for a few minutes. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Be specific. Bring your goal from the previous chapter clearly to mind. Engage your senses. Imagine the scene of achieving your goal as vividly as possible. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel, both emotionally, joy, pride, relief, and physically? Are there any smells or tastes associated with it? The more sensory detail, the more real it feels to your brain. Focus on success. Visualize the process and the successful outcome. See yourself navigating steps smoothly and confidently. Feel the positive emotions of accomplishment. Practice regularly. Like any skill, visualization becomes more powerful with consistent practice. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Let's try a quick practice. Your action step: take the compelling goal you defined in Chapter 9. Right now or later today, find 5 quiet minutes. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and vividly visualize yourself having already achieved that goal. See the scene, hear the sounds, and most importantly, feel the positive emotions, the why feeling you identified. Immerse yourself in that successful outcome as if it's happening right now. Visualization is like mentally tilling the soil and tracing the paths for your seeds, making it easier for them to take root and grow strong. Visualization primes your mind for success. Another powerful tool works by reinforcing your empowering beliefs through the words you speak to yourself. In the next chapter, we explore the art and science of crafting and using effective affirmations. Chapter 11, Speaking Growth into Being, the Art of Affirmations. Think about the words you speak, both out loud and silently to yourself. Are they building you up, reinforcing the beautiful garden you want to create? Or are they subtly tearing down your efforts like pests nibbling at new growth? The words you consistently use have power. Affirmations are the practice of consciously choosing and repeating positive statements to reprogram your thinking and reinforce your desired beliefs and outcomes. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about actively counterbalancing habitual negative self-talk and intentionally watering the empowering seeds you planted earlier. Why are affirmations effective? Again, it comes back to neuroplasticity. Remember how repetition strengthens neural pathways. Consistently repeating a positive affirmation helps to carve that new, desired belief deeper into your brain, making it more automatic and influential over time. It's like repeatedly telling your subconscious mind, this is the new truth we operate from, but for affirmations to work best, they need to be crafted correctly. Positive. State what you want, not what you don't want. Not, I am not afraid, but I am courageous and capable. Present tense. Phrase them as if they are already true. Not, I will be confident, but I am confident. Personal. Use I statements. I easily attract opportunities. Emotionally resonant. Choose words that evoke positive feelings for you. The feeling behind the words matters. Concise and memorable. Easy to repeat throughout the day. How to use them. Say them aloud with conviction. Write them down repeatedly. Post them where you'll see them often. Mirror, desk, phone screen. The key is repetition and believing, or being open to believing them as you say them. Let's craft one powerful affirmation right now. Your action step. Take your main goal, or the empowering belief you crafted in Chapter 5. Turn it into a concise, positive, personal, present tense affirmation. For example, if your goal relates to career fulfillment, your affirmation might be, I am attracting fulfilling opportunities that align perfectly with my skills and passions. Write it down. Now say it aloud 3 times with as much conviction and positive feeling as you can muster. Feel the energy of those words. Your words are tools. Use them deliberately to speak growth, confidence, and possibility into your being. We've explored powerful mental tools like visualization and affirmations, but even the best-tended garden requires action. Mindset shifts are incomplete without translating them into the real world. In the next chapter, we tackle how to overcome inertia and take root through consistent action. Chapter 12, Taking Root Through Action, Overcoming Inertia. You can have the most fertile soil, the most empowering seeds, the clearest vision, and the sharpest mental tools, but the tiniest seed won't grow unless it's actually planted in the ground. Action is the planting. Action is what bridges the gap between your inner mindset shifts and tangible outer results. It's how your mental garden truly takes root in the world. Often, the biggest hurdle isn't knowing what to do. It's overcoming inertia, that feeling of being stuck, overwhelmed, or procrastinating on taking the first step. We might have a grand vision for our garden, but the task of clearing, digging, and planting feels too daunting. Why does this happen? Sometimes it's fear of failure, sometimes it's perfectionism, waiting for the perfect time or plan, and often it's simply because big goals feel overwhelming. Our brains might shut down when faced with a task that seems too large. The key to overcoming inertia is to break things down. Forget the entire garden for a moment. Focus on planting one single seed today. Break your big goals into ridiculously small, manageable steps. What is the absolute smallest action you can take right now or today to move forward, even just 1 inch? A powerful technique here is the 5-minute rule. If you're avoiding a task, commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. Set a timer. Often, starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, you build momentum, and it's much easier to continue. Even if you stop after 5 minutes, you've taken action. You've planted a tiny seed. Here's a crucial mindset shift moment. Focus on progress, not perfection. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect plan. Stop aiming to overhaul your entire garden in 1 weekend. Aim to plant 1 seed, pull 1 weed, or water 1 section today. Small, consistent actions compound over time into massive results. Celebrate the effort and the progress, however small. Let's take immediate action. Your action step. Look back at the goal you set in Chapter 9. Identify 1 tiny, specific action step, something you can do in the next 24 hours, ideally even sooner, that moves you slightly closer to that goal. Make it ridiculously small if needed, e.g., research 1 potential contact, write down 3 ideas, do 5 push-ups, spend 5 minutes decluttering 1 corner. Commit to doing that tiny action. Go ahead, do it as soon as you can after listening to this. Action builds momentum. Action builds confidence. Action turns mindset into reality. Every small step roots your growth more firmly. Taking action is key. But what happens when, as you step forward, you encounter those prickly weeds of fear, anxiety, or doubt that seem determined to stop you in your tracks? In the next chapter, we'll learn how to tame those common fears. Chapter 13. Taming the weeds of fear, managing anxiety and doubt. You're taking action, planting seeds, moving towards your vision, and then suddenly it can feel like a paralyzing frost settling over your garden. Fear, anxiety, doubt. These emotions can feel overwhelming, stopping progress and making you want to retreat back to what feels safe and familiar. It's important to understand that fear itself isn't the enemy. Fear often serves a purpose. Its original function is to protect us from genuine threats. The problem arises when fear gets triggered by imagined threats, by stepping outside our comfort zone, or by the possibility of failure or judgment. These fears, while feeling very real, are often just particularly stubborn weeds in our mental garden. Why do these weeds feel so strong? Fear triggers a physiological response in our bodies, the fight-or-flight response. It can cloud our thinking and make us focus solely on the perceived danger. Doubt whispers corrosive thoughts like, "Who do you think you are?" or "You're going to make a fool of yourself." Anxiety creates a persistent feeling of unease about the future. The key isn't to eliminate fear entirely. That's probably impossible and not even desirable, as healthy caution has its place. The goal is to manage it, to acknowledge the fear without letting it paralyze you, to differentiate between a real threat, a tiger chasing you, and an imagined threat, the fear of public speaking or asking for a raise. Here are a couple of simple techniques to start taming these weeds. Mindful breathing. When fear or anxiety spikes, pause and take a few slow, deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, exhale slowly through your mouth. This simple act helps calm your nervous system and brings you back to the present moment, interrupting the fear spiral. Reality check. Question the fear. Acknowledge the feeling. Okay, I'm feeling fear right now. Then ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of? What is the realistic worst-case scenario here? And importantly, how would I handle that if it happened? Often verbalizing the fear and realizing you could cope with the worst case makes it less terrifying. Let's practice confronting a fear gently. Your action step. Identify one specific fear or doubt that tends to hold you back from taking action towards your goals. Acknowledge it without judgment. Now ask yourself these two questions. 1. What's the realistic worst-case scenario if I proceed? Be honest, not catastrophic. 2. How would I realistically handle that scenario if it occurred? Often shining a light on the fear and your coping ability diminishes its power. You are capable of feeling fear and taking action anyway. Each time you do, you weaken the fear weed's roots and strengthen your courage flower. Managing internal fears clears the path for action. But what about protecting your carefully tended garden from external challenges, like pests or unwelcome visitors? In the next chapter, we'll discuss the crucial skill of guarding your garden gate by setting healthy boundaries. Chapter 14. Guarding your garden gate. Setting boundaries. Imagine spending weeks carefully tending your garden, weeding, planting, watering, only to leave the gate wide open, allowing pests, critters, or even careless neighbors to wander in and trample your progress. Setting boundaries is like installing a sturdy gate and fence around your precious mental garden. It's about consciously deciding what energy, requests, and influences you allow in and what you keep out. To protect your mindset and well-being, boundaries aren't about shutting people out or being selfish. They are about self-respect and energy management. They define what is acceptable and unacceptable in how others treat you, how they use your time, and how they impact your energy. Without healthy boundaries, you risk burnout, resentment, and having your positive mindset constantly undermined by external demands or negativity. What do boundaries look like in practice? Saying no politely but firmly to requests that overextend your time or energy, especially if they don't align with your priorities. Limiting exposure to people who consistently drain your energy or are overly negative or critical. Protecting your time for rest, reflection, and activities that nourish you, like tending your mental garden. Communicating your needs and limits clearly and respectfully in relationships, not overcommitting yourself. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. You might worry about disappointing others or seeming difficult, but remember, saying no to something that doesn't serve you allows you to say a stronger yes to the things that truly matter, including your own mental health and growth. Protecting your energy allows you to show up better in the areas you do choose to invest in. Start small. Identify one area where your boundaries might be a bit leaky. Your action step. Identify one specific area in your life right now where setting a clearer boundary would protect your time, energy, or mindset. It could be related to work demands, a specific relationship, or even your own habits, like limiting news consumption. Now, mentally, or actually, if appropriate, practice saying no politely but firmly to an imagined request in that area, or state your need clearly. For example, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to take that on right now." Or, "I need some quiet time this evening." Practice the feeling of holding your ground respectfully. Your mental garden is precious. You have the right and responsibility to guard its gate, ensuring it remains a nourishing space for your growth. Boundaries protect your garden from unwanted intrusions. But what happens when criticism or negativity slips through anyway, like an unexpected pest attacking a prized plant? In the next chapter, we'll explore how to handle criticism and negativity resiliently. Chapter 15. Handling unexpected pests, dealing with criticism and negativity. Even with strong fences and a guarded gate, sometimes negativity or criticism finds its way into your garden. Someone might make a dismissive comment about your goals, criticize your efforts, or just bring a cloud of negativity that feels like it's settling on your blooming flowers. It can feel like someone's stomping on your progress, and it can sting. How you respond to this external negativity is crucial for maintaining your positive mindset. Letting others' opinions or negativity define your self-worth or derail your efforts is like letting pests devour your plants. Developing a resilient mindset towards criticism allows you to protect your growth. It's important to differentiate between constructive feedback and unhelpful negativity or criticism. Constructive feedback is specific, focused on behavior or actions, not personal attacks, and often offered with the intent to help you improve. It can actually be valuable fertilizer if received with an open mind. Unhelpful criticism or negativity is often vague, personal, judgmental, or delivered with unkind intent. It reflects more on the sender's mindset than on your worth. This is the noise you need to filter out. So, how do you handle these pests effectively? Don't just absorb the negativity. Practice the consider the source and content. Filter. Pause. Don't react. When faced with criticism, take a breath before responding or internalizing. Avoid immediate defensiveness. Consider the source. Who is this comment coming from? Is it someone whose opinion you genuinely respect and trust in this area? Do they have your best interests at heart? Or is it someone generally negative, uninformed, or perhaps projecting their own issues? The source often tells you a lot about the comment's validity. Consider the content. Is there any specific actionable truth in the comment, even if poorly delivered? Can you extract a useful nugget of feedback to help you grow? If yes, thank them for the feedback, even if you discard the rest. If no, recognize it as noise. Filter and discard. If the comment comes from an unreliable source or contains no useful content, consciously choose to discard it. Don't let it take root in your garden. Remind yourself of your own worth and progress. You don't need everyone's approval. Let's prepare your filter. Your action step. Think about the last time you received criticism or faced negativity that affected you. Now, mentally apply the consider the source and content filter to it. Was the source credible? Was there any genuinely useful feedback, or was it mostly noise? Practice identifying the difference and mentally discarding the unproductive part. Prepare this filter for the next time you encounter negativity. Your self-worth is not determined by external opinions. You are the gardener. You decide what nourishes your growth and what gets tossed onto the compost heap. Building resilience to external negativity protects your progress. Another key to staying grounded and continuing your cultivation effectively, regardless of external weather or internal storms, is to practice being present. In the next chapter, we explore the power of mindfulness. Chapter 16. Tending in the now, mindfulness and presence. Think about tending your garden. Are you fully present, feeling the soil, noticing the sunlight, observing the plants right in front of you? Or is your mind constantly wandering, dwelling on the weeds you pulled yesterday, worrying about tomorrow's potential harvest, or replaying past mistakes? So often, we live in our minds, lost in the past, or anxious about the future, missing the only moment where life actually happens. Now. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your awareness intentionally and non-judgmentally to the present moment. It's about paying attention, on purpose, to your thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations and surroundings right now, without getting carried away by them. Why is cultivating presence so vital for your mindset shift? Reduces stress, worry, and regret. Live in the future and past. Being present anchors you, reducing anxiety and rumination, increases clarity. When you're present, you can observe your thoughts more objectively. Remember, catch, challenge, change. Instead of being swept away by them, you make more conscious choices, enhances appreciation. Presence allows you to fully experience and appreciate the small joys and positive moments, like gratitude practice, that you might otherwise overlook. Improves focus. Training your attention to stay present strengthens your ability to focus on tasks and goals. Mindfulness doesn't have to mean hours of meditation, though that can be beneficial. It can be integrated into your daily life in simple ways, mindful breathing. As we touched on before, simply focusing on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body for even a minute brings you instantly into the present. Mindful observation. Choose an everyday object, like a pen, a leaf, your cup of coffee, and observe it with fresh eyes, noticing details you usually miss. Mindful listening. Pay full attention when someone is speaking without planning your response or letting your mind wander. Body scan. Briefly bring awareness to different parts of your body, noticing any sensations without judgment. Let's practice a moment of presence right now. Your action step. Wherever you are, take just 1 minute. Gently bring your attention to your breath. Notice the air moving in through your nose and out through your mouth or nose. Don't try to change it, just observe the natural rhythm. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently guide it back to the sensation of breathing, just 1 minute of pure presence. Try it now. Practicing presence is like ensuring you're actually in your garden while you tend it, fully connected to the process of growth in the here and now. Tending your garden with presence enhances the entire cultivation process. As your garden begins to flourish through these consistent efforts, something beautiful starts to bloom within you. Confidence. In the next chapter, we celebrate building genuine self-belief. Chapter 17, Blooming with Confidence, Building Self-Belief. Imagine walking proudly through your mental garden. You see the results of your consistent effort, the weeds cleared, the empowering seeds sprouting, the vibrant colors emerging. You feel a sense of accomplishment, capability, and trust in yourself as the gardener. This feeling is confidence. Confidence isn't something you're necessarily born with. It's often a result. It blooms as a natural consequence of shifting your mindset, taking consistent action, even small steps, overcoming challenges, and recognizing your own progress and capabilities. It's the inner knowing that you can handle things, that you can learn and grow, that you are worthy and capable. Why is confidence so important for continued growth? Fuels. Further action. When you believe in yourself, you're more likely to take on bigger challenges and pursue your goals with greater determination. Increases resilience. Confidence helps you bounce back from setbacks more quickly, seeing them as learning opportunities rather than proof of inadequacy. Reinforces positive beliefs. Acting confidently strengthens those empowering beliefs you've been planting. I'm capable. I can figure things out. Attracts opportunities. Confidence often projects an energy that attracts positive attention and opportunities. Confidence isn't built by waiting until you feel confident. It's built by doing the things that might initially feel uncomfortable and then acknowledging your efforts and successes, no matter how small. It's about collecting evidence of your capability. One powerful way to cultivate confidence is to consciously recognize your small wins and efforts. We often dismiss our achievements or focus only on what's left to do. Stop doing that. Acknowledge your progress. Let's build some confidence right now. Your action step. Take a moment to reflect on just the past week. List, mentally or on paper, 3 small achievements, positive actions you took, or efforts you made towards your goals or well-being. Maybe you practiced an action step from this audiobook, handled a difficult conversation calmly, finished a task you'd been avoiding, or simply practiced gratitude. Don't dismiss anything as too small. Now, consciously acknowledge your effort and give yourself credit for taking those steps. Feel that little spark of competence. Confidence is the beautiful bloom that emerges from a well-tended garden. Nurture it by acknowledging your strengths, celebrating your progress, and continuing to act in alignment with your desired mindset. Confidence blooms beautifully. But how do you ensure that your flourishing garden produces a sustainable, lasting harvest? How do you maintain this positive mindset shift for the long haul? In our final chapter, we'll discuss making this a lifelong practice. Chapter 18. The Sustainable Harvest. Maintaining your mindset shift. You've learned to understand your mind's garden, weed out negativity, plant empowering beliefs, water them with focus, build resilience, set goals, and cultivate confidence. Your garden is likely starting to look and feel significantly different, more vibrant, more intentional, more reflective of the life you want to live. But a beautiful garden requires ongoing care. This mindset shift isn't a one-time fix. It's a lifelong practice of conscious cultivation. Achieving a sustainable harvest requires commitment. Why is viewing this as a practice, not a destination, so important? Because life will continue to happen. New weeds, negative thoughts will inevitably pop up. Unexpected storms, challenges will arise. Sometimes you'll have periods of rapid growth, and other times things might feel dormant, or you might even backslide a little. That's normal. The key is consistency and self-compassion. Don't expect perfection. Don't beat yourself up if you have a bad day or fall back into an old pattern. Just notice it, gently course correct using the tools you've learned, and recommit to tending your garden tomorrow. Treat yourself with the same kindness and patience you'd offer a delicate seedling. And here is one final, crucial mindset shift moment. Embrace the journey, not just the destination. Find joy and satisfaction in the process of tending your garden, the learning, the growing, the overcoming, the daily acts of cultivation. The real transformation lies in becoming a conscious, compassionate, and resilient gardener of your own mind, day in and day out. Celebrate the process itself. How can you make this sustainable? Integrate simple mindset practices into your daily routine. Make it non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth. Your action step, create your own simple mind garden maintenance routine. Schedule just 5-10 minutes each day dedicated to consciously tending your mindset. What could this include? Maybe a minute of gratitude practice upon waking, repeating your core affirmations while getting ready, a brief visualization of your goals during your commute, a mindful moment during your lunch break, a quick check-in before bed. What went well today? What did I learn? Choose 1 to 3 simple practices that resonate with you and commit to doing them daily, starting today. Schedule it if you need to. Consistency is the master key to a sustainable harvest of well-being, success, and fulfillment. Keep showing up for your garden. Conclusion. Your mind, your masterpiece. We've reached the end of our journey together in this audiobook, but it's truly just the beginning of yours. We've explored the incredible power that lies within your own mind, the power to shift your thoughts and consequently change your life. We've embraced the metaphor of your mind as a garden. We learned to assess the soil of your core beliefs, to diligently weed out negative self-talk and uproot limiting beliefs, to consciously plant the seeds of empowering thoughts, and to water them with focused attention. We've discussed building resilience to weather life's storms, designing your vision with powerful goals, sharpening mental tools like visualization and affirmations, and the absolute necessity of taking root through action. We've learned to guard your garden gate with boundaries, handle pests like criticism, stay grounded through presence, and cultivate the beautiful bloom of confidence. Remember, the core message is simple yet profound. You are the gardener of your mind. You hold the power, the tools, and the innate ability to cultivate the thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately, the reality you desire. This audiobook has given you a map and a set of tools, but the real magic happens when you consistently apply them. So I encourage you, continue this practice. Tend your garden daily. even if just for a few minutes. Water the seeds of possibility. Weed out negativity with awareness and self-compassion. Believe in your incredible power to learn, adapt, and grow. This isn't about achieving some final state of perfection. It's about the ongoing, rewarding process of conscious cultivation. It's about embracing the journey. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and never stop learning. Your mind is your masterpiece, a living, evolving creation. Go out there and continue to create something truly beautiful. Thank you for joining me on The Mindset Shift. Go out there and thrive. The Mindset Shift. Change your thoughts, change your life. Get ready to unlock your potential and create lasting change, one thought at a time. Written by Peter A. Saul. Published by Audiobooks LOA.